What's up, party people and magic makers? Destiny here on this magical Monday. We're still talking about how to recognize your inner voice so you can trust yourself. And as always, I'm coming at you every Monday with videos just like this so that you can learn something and then implement it. And so if you know of anybody else that could utilize this video, please feel free to share it with them. And also don't forget to comment below. I respond to your comments, and I also just love to hear of what you're thinking and what you're saying so we can dive deeper into these topics, okay? Alright, so as I was mentioning, this whole thing about trusting yourself, it's a big part of also trusting your voice and trusting what you're hearing and what's being told to you and how to decipher what's the thing, what is the real, true, authentic thing that you get to follow. And so how do you determine that? Okay, and this is part of the reason why people don't trust themselves is because a lot of times the voice that's your inner voice, it's really quiet. Right? And so it's kind of hard to hear, especially when you're just barraged with all of this outside noise, right? And so you've got to really ground yourself and really just go, hang on, what is it and what am I listening for? What am I listening to? Okay. The other thing with your inner voice and that authentic voice that is you is that it doesn't say a whole hell of a lot. And so it can be kind of confusing, especially when you're well, why should I do this? And you want this pros and cons list, or you want these reasons to do it. Your inner voice doesn't give you reasons. It's just yes or it's no, okay? And so that can make it really confusing too, especially when that inner voice is quiet and all you hear is yes or no, instead of hey, this is the thing and you should do this, and here's why, and here's reason A, B, C, and cons X, Y, Z, and all of that, right? So that's different from what we were taught to listen to, right? We're always taught, oh, the squeaky hinge gets the oil or whatever, and there is truth to that, but not when it comes to the authentic voice that's in you. It tends to be a lot quieter, almost whisper-like. And it tends to be really simple. Either yep or nope, right? Just very quick. And so really tuning into that is super, super helpful. And that can trick people up. That can just make them go, wait a minute, I don't know if that was it. That was it, okay? The other thing that trips people up is when they do listen to that quieter, whispery inner voice, and then it looks like what was created from it was wrong, or hard, or just not what was expected. Except in that moment it may look like that, but what about in a year or in 2 years or in 5 years where you can go back and be I've done this before, I know how to do this thing, and I know what to do and what not to do because I've done it before in my life, because you followed that inner voice. Right? So see, a lot of people, they'll follow their inner voice and then one thing goes wrong and they're nope, I'm never doing that again. Except, was it really wrong? Was it? I mean, really, when you look at it and when you look back at those things, was it really wrong, or was it teaching you just a little piece of what you would need to know for later? And you might not know that you needed to know it for later, but looking back, now that later's come, you can see that, right? And you can look at it and go, you know what? I know this because you had listened before, right? It may have felt because you listened, it was wrong in that moment, but when you expand your timeline past just that moment and that event and you look at it over the course of time, you can go oh wait, maybe it wasn't so wrong. Maybe it was to help me get to a certain lesson and to a certain point, or to have a certain experience so that I could do whatever it is that you're looking at in the now, right? And so just pay attention to that. One, that quiet, whispery voice, which we are not used to listen to. We are so used to hearing the loud, the big bangs, right? Think 4th of July and fireworks. There are these huge big bangs with all of this like brightness to them. And what I'm asking you to listen to is really quiet, really calm, just kind of chill and quick, like very concise in how it delivers its message to you, right? And then again, when you did listen to it, did it really steer you wrong? In that moment, in the future, looking back on it, like, hang on, just double check. Because the other thing that I think people get to realize is that our inner voice is connected to a much bigger map than we know. Like, we've got a piece of this map, and our inner voice knows the bigger map, right? Kind of like those radar things that they use at the airports for air traffic control, right? Like, you see this box and like the green going around the box, but you can only see what's in this box. And then a plane kind of comes in and now it's on the screen, but when it goes through, it's gone. But it's not really gone. Like, if we had opened up the screen, you could see more planes, more things going around, right? So that's kind of the same thing that happens, is like, we know what's in this box, but our inner voice knows what's outside of it. And so because it knows that, sometimes it feels like the thing that we did was wrong or incorrect, but it's not really true, right? And so really paying attention and really grasping the fact that your inner voice wants the best for you, and the more you trust it, the better it'll be for you. But it's weird trusting it. It's so weird trusting it, especially when it's not what we're taught ever, okay? But the more you trust it, the more you say the things it tells you to say or do the things it tells you to do, the better. And so what's a way that you can practice this? Okay, so I know this sounds funny, but you can practice it while driving. Okay, so you're driving wherever you're going, and do this safely, please. Like, you're not closing your eyes while you do this. But when you're in, let's say you're in the right lane, and there's a semi-truck in front of you, and you get this little nudge to say, hey, go around the truck. Go around the truck. Okay? Now, when it says, get in front of the truck, get in front of the truck, safely, of course. But start playing with, what are you being told to do, and just what if you did it? Just what if you were in that flow, and what if you did it? Okay? And don't get mad if, I don't know, let's say the right lane is closed up ahead, and, like, the left lane keeps going really fast, but the right lane seems to be stuck. Nope, don't worry about that. There's a reason why you're not in the left lane. You just trust that. Okay? Just trust it. But start playing with this while you're driving. And then once you start expanding on that, start playing with this with your friends and saying yes or no to things. Okay? Start playing with it when it comes to work. Like, is there a faster way to do a thing? What can this exploration look like? But just start playing with it so that you can hone this tool. Like, you were born with this tool, so why not use it to its fullest ability and capacity, right? And just trust it, and start trusting yourself more to start saying the things that you need to say, doing the things that you want to do, and have fun with it. Okay? And I would love to hear, like, do you already do this? Like, I know I do, but do you do this? Do you utilize it in your driving, and like just kind of, okay, go around here, okay, go do this, okay, get gas here, whatever that is, like trusting that intuition that is your authentic inner voice. Okay? Comment below if you have, because I would love to have conversations with you around this. All right? So that was it. That was it for the whole, like, trusting yourself piece this month. Next month, we're going to start a completely different topic, which I'm looking forward to. And so until then, have an awesome week, and peace.